So you're live.
Okay, then I guess we can
Yes,
start.
you can start, Vanshika.
Sure. Namaskar, Sayani. A very warm good evening to one and all present on the Zoom platform and watching this live through Facebook. Today is a matter of great pleasure and a great encouragement, a feeling of encouragement for every youngster, each and every youngster of our Kashmiri Pandit community. Today, we have hundreds of people watching us live through Facebook or through Zoom platform, especially the young people of our community. And we know that recently an amazing movie has been premiered in all over the US. We are very familiar with that, the Kashmir Files. And we, the Indians, are very eager to watch that movie. And it will be premiered on 11th of March. And we are really eager to watch that. So I take this privilege to to share that today in this webinar, we have eminent elite guests with us today. We have the director of the Kashmir Files, Shri Vivek Agnihotri ji, and Pallavi Joshi ma'am. विवेक जी और पल्लवी जी का इंट्रोडक्शन आई गेस मैं अगर एक बार देना शुरू करूं तो बहुत टाइम बीत जाएगा, बिकॉज जो काम उन्होंने किया है, whether it be professional work, whether it be social activism or anything else, it's commendable. It's absolutely commendable. So we all know Vivek ji, we all know Pallavi ji. Vivek Agnihotri ji, he's a director, he's an Indian film director, screenwriter, author, and an activist too. Some of the very famous movies that he has directed are Tashkent Files, Buddha in a Traffic Jam, and many more. And yes, a very recent one, which we all be going to see on 11th of March, the Kashmir Files. And जब हम विवेक जी का नाम लेते हैं तो हम पल्लवी जी को कैसे भूल सकते हैं? Pallavi ji are in our hearts, definitely. Pallavi ji, we all know that she's a very beautiful and very talented actress, a TV actress, a film actress. She is also a recipient of Special Jury Award and Best Supporting Actress at the National Film Awards. We are really, really glad to have you today with us, Vivek ji and Pallavi ma'am. And along with these two eminent guests, we have a young panel with us today. ये यंग पैनल जो है हमारे जीकेपीडी, रिसेंटली हमारा एक यूथ ग्रुप बना है जीकेपीडी का, ग्लोबल कश्मीरी पंडित डायस्पोरा का. इट्स बीन जस्ट सम मंथ्स एंड this group has some really hardworking, talented, coming from different backgrounds. Somebody is from IT field, somebody is from medical field, but at the end of the day हम सबका जो एक feeling है and motive है, that is only one. That is to think about the preservation of our culture, about our homeland, our Kashmir. And that is why we have chosen some really great young people from this group. And वो आज हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं इस webinar में to have a discussion, to have a conversation kind of with Vivek ji and Pallavi ji. So I would like to introduce all of them. First of all, we have Deepika Sathu. She is a student from Jammu. Presently, she is pursuing her master's degree in mass communication and journalism from Central University of Jammu. And then we have Sahil Bhatt. He is from Jammu, currently residing in Pune, currently working as a software engineer in an IT company. He has been an avid activist helping Kashmiri Pandit students across Pune and Mumbai. We are glad to have you. Rohit Bhatt, he is from Jammu. He has done electronics and telecommunication engineer, and he's a singer. I have heard him too. He's a motivational speaker and also a talent promoter. I mean, Rohit Bhatt ko, I guess if you can see on Instagram, he has a very great fan following because इन्होंने एक ऐसा initiative शुरू किया, I can say, in this Kashmiri Pandit community. एक ऐसा एक page बनाया है कश्मीरी पंडित सब students और जितने भी हमारे talented कश्मीरी, because हमारे community में बहुत talent भरा हुआ है. Somebody is a singer, somebody is a dancer. तो ये उस पेज के थ्रू उन सभी टैलेंट्स को बाहर लाते हैं. He daily posts, although he is also doing job, इनका भी अपना काम है, but he daily is very active on that page, and he daily takes out time to bring some new talent on that page. And I really, it's a commendable job, Rohit. Thank you for joining us today. And then we have with us Vitasta Kaul. She's pursuing her master's in mass communication and journalism in travel journalism. She basically hails from Sopore, Kashmir. After mass internal displacement of Kashmiri Pandits, she has been residing in Jammu only. Then we have with us Simran Bhatt from Burgam. She's currently living in Jammu and pursuing master's in biotechnology from Jamia Millia Islamia University. She is currently living in Jagdi, Jammu. And then we have with us a graduate from IIT Bombay, Ankush Razdan. We are glad to have you. He's an MD at IGNO Store. He's a social worker too, and currently preparing for UPSC examinations. So as I said that हमारा जो ये youth panel है बहुत ही diversity है. Somebody is from IT field, somebody is from biotechnology, somebody is from preparing for UPSC. So I really thank you all for joining us today, and I really hope कि I'm looking forward that today's webinar will be a really enlightening and knowledgeable one. So without taking much time, I would like to first of all moving to the जो conversation हमारा है एक question answer round kind of. Before that, I would like to we would love to hear from you, Vivek ji and Pallavi ma'am first. जैसे कि US tour रहा आपका about the Kashmir files. I mean, we are living in India, and all we could do was watch the videos and posts on Facebook and Instagram. It was amazing. I mean, the response we could see from the audience living in US, it was huge and it was mind-blowing. So we want to listen from you. We want to listen from you that what your experience has been, what feelings you had while you made the Kashmir files, and after what a great you got from US audience, great response. So Vivek sir, over to you.
विवेक सर आप अनम्यूट करिए पहले.
So first of all, Manishka, you speak very well, and thanks a lot for inviting us here. It's really a delight. One thing before we begin, I just want to tell you that you can ask Surinder ji when we started, when the film was not even before the film started. I'd been telling him that now I'll make the film and then leave it in the hands of young Kashmiri Pandit boys and girls. And so he said, why? So I told him, because you guys have struggled, kept this torch burning. Now it's their turn. And because they will understand this language. So I'm very glad talking to you. And when he said that, who do you want to talk to? I said, the young volunteers, So thanks for that. See, the idea behind this issue, I believe, is much larger than a 9 p.m. news debate. What happens is, in India, we have a habit of converting everything into a political debate or a religious debate. But this is much bigger issue than that. The issue is about what happens when we let inhumanity for a religious cause enter a society. And if you appease it, defend it, what is the result? And is it just a loss of Kashmiri Pandits? Or it is the loss of India? Or is it a loss of humanity? Like, if you destroy Silicon Valley today, whose loss is it? So, Kashmir, people must realize that Kashmir is the knowledge center, was the knowledge center. We have destroyed the knowledge center. I have been working to shoot this film with all young people, Kashmiri people who are in Kashmir right now. And if you ask them, they are not allowed to act, sing, dance, write poetry. So there is a complete absence of everything which creates beauty in this world, which creates humanity in this world. Imagine we'll be like animals without culture, music, literature, art, communication. A diverse dialogue means 10 different people saying different things, When you go to a school which has a lot of diverse students, that's how we learn and become more wise and intelligent, because they bring in different interpretations to the same thing. But in Kashmir, you have only one interpretation. So there is no diversity. So the world has to realize what you have destroyed. And therefore, you are guilty of it. You are answerable for it. That's what the idea of the film was. So we realized that this is much bigger than politics. It is very important that people look at it in the right perspective, in the right spirit. So we decided to, we also realized that most anti-Kashmir narrative is built in USA. USA drives that narrative, and all these young Instagram students and youth, they pick it up. And even all Indian, Hindu, even I met, Pallavi and I have met a few Kashmiri Pandit boys, who are actually believe in free Kashmir and they are anti their parents. Now this all, so I thought we will change this narrative, and therefore we called it Right to Justice Tour, and to make people aware. If we had started in India, if we had released in India, it would have, all the news channels would have converted it into a Hindu Muslim, left right, BJP versus Congress issue, and this great noble idea, creative idea, would have got lost. That's why Right to Justice Tour in Kashmir.
Thank you so much, Vivek sir. I would request Pallavi ma'am, if you could speak, uh, if you could share your experience or your views with us. Would love to hear you, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. And Vanchika, a wonderful beginning. You set the tone of the whole meeting today. I think Vivek has more or less said it all. I don't, have anything more to add to it. The only thing I would like to tell you is the reaction that we received from the people, which, it's the first-hand account. When we made this film and seeing the product that we had in our hand, considering that all the stories that we used in the film were based on real incidents, most of the dialogues in the film are taken from the conversations that we've had with the Kashmiri Pandit community. So we knew that it was 100% authentic film, and we knew the kind of reactions that the Kashmiri Pandit community would have watching this film. So that was a given. But what really overwhelmed me was the reaction that came from the other people. And when I say other people, I mean not just people who are non-Indians, but Indians at large, who are non-Kashmiris, people who live in different parts of India. There are North Indians, there are Northeast Indians, there are people from Rajasthan, people from Gujarat, people from South India. And, living in India, we all know that we always keep making jokes about this huge North and South disconnect. But you'll be surprised that there were so many Telangana, people from Telangana, people from, Kannadiga people, who immediately understood the emotion of the movie. And there was a general sense of extreme guilt at the end of every screening in the mind of every Indian. And the second feeling after that was a terrible sense of betrayal, that the government, the system, the media, whoever was in charge did not let all these stories come out. So that was a biggest revelation to us, that how Indians at large connected with this problem, and everybody stood together in the end and said, we are guilty of not helping our Kashmiri brothers and sisters, and now we should do everything in our power. We'll write on social media. Whoever is an activist will, work towards it. Whoever is not an activist will make sure that, they keep using social media as a tool, but in whatever capacity they can, they will help their Kashmiri brothers and sisters, go back to Kashmir, because that is a dream that remains unfulfilled for the last 32 years, and a safe return to their homes. The non-Indians, there were people, the white Americans, the African Americans, the Hispanics, there were people from Ecuador. And I was given to understand that something similar happened in Ecuador about 25, 30 years ago. And I'm afraid I haven't read much about it, so I cannot speak about that with authority. But when the Ecuadorians saw the film, they were very greatly impacted by it. And they came out, a couple of them. I remember there was this lady who had tears in her eyes, and she said, "This is my story. This is exactly what happened to us." So unfortunately, everywhere where people are persecuted, it's unfortunately the same story the world over. We had Yezdis attending our screenings. We had Afghani Muslims coming and attending our screenings. We had Balochis coming and attending our screening. There were people from Philippines. There were a lot of people from different ethnicities. And everybody connected with this on a human level. And everyone stood together and said only one thing, that we should all, try to make, strive for peace in this world. And hence this film is, the first slate in the film says that the film is dedicated to all the persecuted communities of the world. So while we are telling the world an authentic Kashmiri Pandit tragedy, we are also saying through the film that this thing should not happen. And as human beings, when we are capable of, such intelligence, I mean, just look at all of you, all you young people. I mean, what are you all doing? What all you have learned, your education, and, where you're going to reach in the world tomorrow, and what all you're going to achieve. So when we are capable of so much, and we're capable of so much of love, why do we have to go to the wrong path? Why do we, let a group of people brainwash us and get us into this absolutely inhuman, sort of act? So while this film was greatly appreciated in US, and we are also looking forward to a post-release tour in UK, all our, fingers are crossed now for the 11th March release. A lot of people have been waiting for this film. When we sent out the message saying that we've decided on a date, there were lots of messages pouring in, and I was really overwhelmed, because I have this absolute OCD, I must say, that I have to reply to each and every message. And I knew I had like days of work lined in front of me with the kind of messages and support that poured in. So 32 years late, but yes, your story will certainly reach people, and all of us. And when I say all of us, it includes me and Vivek as Indians. We will, make right what we've done wrong in the last 32 years. So now I would like all of you to ask us questions, because, that is what we are here for. Enough of us talking now.
Thank you so much, Pallavi ma'am. I mean, you absolutely said correct that our community knows about it, but जिन्हें जानना है इसके बारे में, they need to know about it. और उसके लिए एक the Kashmir Files का बनना बहुत जरूरी था, I guess. So thanks to you for taking this initiative and doing this. So I guess we can start with our question and answer session. I would like to ask the first question. So there is a question in my mind. बहुत ही basic question है. I guess when we all heard about the Kashmir Files, हम सबके दिमाग में ये question आया ही होगा for the very first time. That Sir Vivek said, there are many directors out there in the industry. इतनी movies अभी तक बन चुकी हैं on different मतलब scenarios, अलग-अलग stories पे movies बनी है, real life stories, fiction and all. But nobody ever thought about making a movie on Kashmiri Pandits. Like, I mean, I won't take the name. बनी भी थी एक, but वो movie I can't talk about that much. But sir, was this in your mind from a very long time कि आपको कश्मीरी पंडित्स के जो एक ट्रू स्टोरी है, जो ट्रुथ है, आपको एक फिल्म के थ्रू you have to show it, or was there some particular incident which happened with you which made you realize that no, you need to make this movie, you have to do something related to this? ये बहुत basic question है, but I want to know this from you, sir.
Okay, so yeah, it's a basic question, but it is not so basic also, you know. See, one thing, I have always been very interested in Kashmir issue, and I always thought my awareness about it is very high. I really believe that because I knew a lot, and one thing which always frustrated me, actually, angry is a very extreme word and it shouldn't be used these days, but I was extremely disappointed and frustrated because lot of people after 90s made film on Kashmir issue, the terrorism. And there was Mission Kashmir, again made by great filmmaker, very successful filmmaker, Vinod Chopra ji, who's also a Kashmiri himself. He made that film. And then Heather came. So Mission Kashmir, when I saw, at that time, I was not so aware about this narrative building exercise. I was also like anybody in advertising and typical commercial filmmaking. But one thing I realized that it's around that time, somewhere you are justifying that somebody becomes a terrorist because he's oppressed or injustice was done to him. So a question came to my mind that Kashmiri Pandits were also not just oppressed, they were murdered and killed, and there was in a very inhuman way. So they did not become terrorists. So why don't these films also bring them in forefront? Then Heather came. That film was about 90s to 95, I think, that period. And there was not even one mention of Kashmiri Pandits anywhere. It was also kind of soft defense of terrorism. And it was anti-state. It believed that army is cruel. It's because of the army's cruelty and oppression. These poor people have picked up guns. No mention of Kashmiri Pandits. So this was the backdrop. And then one day I met in a chance meeting with Dr. Surinder Kaur, who actually motivated me, inspired me, and also provided me with a lot of not just help, but a very, I would say, professional infrastructure, which is who to talk, what to do. And I realized that everywhere people believe, all the Kashmiri Pandits believed when we spoke to them, they said, you are the first people who have come to our house and you are listening to our story. A lot of people, young people, 40-year-old people told me that in our college university, when we came to Pune, lost everything. Our friends not even once asked us, what was your problem? They thought we just came like people go to other cities for education. And one guy also told me when he narrated his story, people thought he was lying because it's not possible. So what I believed, फिल्म में एक्चुअली उसी एक्सपीरियंस पे डायलॉग भी है और आप देखेंगे फिल्म आपको अच्छा भी लगेगा वो उसमें अनुपम खेर का कैरेक्टर अनुपम खेर सेज दैट झूठा न्यूज दिखाने से ज्यादा खतरनाक सच को छुपाना है एंड विच इज ट्रू और मेरे ख्याल से ये जो क्राइम है ये कलेक्टिव क्राइम हम सब लोगों से हुआ है फिर जब ये फिल्म शुरू करी हम लोगों ने तो सब लोगों ने बोला ये बहुत डेंजरस है ये लोग छोड़ते नहीं है ये अगर आप ऐसा बना देंगे तो बड़ा खतरा है डेंजर है हम शूटिंग करने गए तो उन्होंने फतवे भी इशू किया कई लोगों को मालूम भी होगा तो लेकिन अगर कोई करेगा ही नहीं तो ये डेंजर तो हमेशा बना रहेगा तो हमने कहा जैसा अंधेरा कमरा होता है ना, तो बच्चों को बोलते हैं माँ बाप कि वहां मत जाना, वहां भूत है, वहां मत जाना, वहां भूत है। लेकिन जब तक आप जाएंगे ही नहीं अंदर उस अंधेरे में और वहां पे थोड़ी सी एक मोमबत्ती जलाएंगे नहीं, तो पता भी नहीं चलेगा कि वहां पे खतरा है कि नहीं। और यही इनका एडवांटेज है, इन लोग का एडवांटेज ये है। मैं सिर्फ टेररिस्ट की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, उस टेररिज्म को प्रोटेक्शन देने वाले वो सारे लोग जो उसको जस्टिफाई करते हैं, प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं और झूठ फैलाते हैं, उन लोगों को भी तो लगेगा नहीं यार, सामने से कोई और भी है। तो वो ऐसा जो अभी उनको फ्रीडम है पूरी, उस पर फर्क पड़ेगा। और तीसरा रीजन ये था, अगर ये फिल्म अगर ये फिल्म वहां पहुंच गई जहां पहुंचनी चाहिए, उन लोगों तक, दिमागों तक, और एक आदमी की भी जिंदगी में फर्क पड़ा, और उसमें कहा चलो विवेक जी ने ये किया, पल्लवी जी ने ये किया, तो चलो मैं भी एक फिल्म बनाता हूँ इस सब्जेक्ट पे, ये हो सकता है। और फिर देखिए धीरे धीरे वो नैरेटिव आएगा। लास्ट मैं आपको ये बताता हूँ कि जो ये होलोकॉस्ट का इशू है, जब तक ये फिल्में आनी चालू नहीं हुई थी, दुनिया जानती ही नहीं थी इतना ज्यादा उसके बारे में। सबको लगता था हाँ कुछ हुआ जर्मनी में, वर्ल्ड वॉर में अत्याचार वगैरह हुआ, वो तो होता ही है वॉर में। लेकिन जब लोगों ने मूवी में देखा, सुना नहीं, देखा, तो वो रियल हो गया। और उसके बाद एक के बाद दूसरी में बनाई, फिर तीसरी में बनाई, और करते करते आज आप देखिए, अगर आप किससे पूछिए विच इज द वर्ल्ड्स बिगेस्ट ट्रेजेडी, तो बोलेंगे होलोकॉस्ट। और अगर आप पूछिए विच इज इंडियाज बिगेस्ट ट्रेजेडी, आपको एक आदमी, मैं गारंटी करता हूं आपको, टुमारो यू गो एंड आस्क ऑल योर फ्रेंड्स, एक आदमी नहीं बोलेगा कश्मीर पंडित्स जेनोसाइड। पर एक आपको मैं प्रॉमिस कर रहा हूं, इस फिल्म को जो भी देखेगा वो कहेगा ये सिर्फ इंडिया की नहीं बट ह्यूमैनिटी की सबसे बड़ी ट्रेजेडी। ट्रस्ट मी ऑन दैट।
Thank you so much, Vivek sir. I mean, the way you answered, you, I mean, I can just say that we need more people like you. अगर सब लोग आपकी तरह sympathize करने की जगह empathize करना शुरू करें, तो I guess there would be a change. And thank you so much for thinking about it. Thank you so much for working on it. Thank you. So I guess we have with us Rohe, Deepika, Ankush. Anybody of you who wants to ask the question to Vivek sir or Pallavi ma'am can unmute yourself and
Yeah,
ask.
yeah, I will ask.
Sure, Ankush.
Yeah, a very commendable job, sir, Vivek sir and Palvi ma'am. It's a very, very interesting film. I know it will be, and moreover, I want to congratulate you on the topic which you have chosen. Means it's not majority of the people will choose. They everybody sympathize with us, but they don't come in reality and they won't uh, do something for our community and they won't show our whatever hardship for to world. As you know, in our India, it's a like it's a trend to always criticize everybody. So everybody, even few people's also there in our India, who always criticize. I will call them leftists. So they are always criticizing everything. Whenever you will make a movie on Kashmiri Pandits, they always try to uh, figure like, okay, every time it is not like Kashmiri Pandits, they will sympathize with those anti-social activities. My question is for you is how these criticism helped you to make this movie? Means how, what was the impact of this criticism on you?
देखिए क्रिटिसिज्म तो अब मुझे आदत भी पड़ गई है, तो इट्स नथिंग न्यू फॉर मी। एंड ये मूवी के लिए भी सबने स्ट्रेटजी बना ली है, जो शुरू हो गया 2-1 दिन से। और जब ट्रेलर आएगा देन आई कैन गारंटी यू दे विल अप देयर गेम, एंड जब फिल्म रिलीज होगी तो सब करेंगे। आ, अगर कश्मीर में कश्मीरी मुस्लिम फिल्म को अपोज करें, जो करेंगे मैं जानता हूँ, तो मुझे बिल्कुल भी आपत्ति नहीं है। आई डोंट हैव अ प्रॉब्लम बिकॉज आई अंडरस्टैंड एवरीबडी fights for their existence. You know, even if you do something wrong, even a murderer fights for his defense in the courts. right? So that I understand. But my biggest disappointment is that the people who live outside Kashmir and who have studied with Kashmiri Pandits, who have neighbors as Kashmiri Pandits, who have friends as Kashmiri Pandits, and people who make films themselves or write books themselves or who run publishing houses or who run media houses. I fail to understand that why those people are going to be against it. Now there is a film critic, say for example, there's a film critic, a commercial film critic who's paid to criticize films, who is shown 3 films, and then his job is to review the films. Now, why that person, even before release of the film, even before seeing it, why that person has to start now sabotaging it in social media? He has no stakes in Kashmir. He has never been to Kashmir. He doesn't even know the problem of Kashmir. Then why? Now, this is a very strange thing. So all these people gather together and they try to, all their energies and their infrastructure and funding goes into destroying the product, even before it comes to the market, even before people have seen it. This is called discrediting, destroying your credibility. And all that I know has started slowly. It will become bigger and you will hear more and more about it. But the reason that the Kashmir genocide happened was because everybody was silent, indifferent. Just see, a few days ago in Pakistan, a lot of car manufacturers and other people, they released ads for Kashmir's Free Kashmir campaign and solidarity. How everybody stood up against it, irrespective of ideologies. You see, a lot of people from Congress, a lot of people from other places came together and they fought for India's sovereignty and Kashmir's sovereignty. I was overwhelmed to see that, and all these companies had to apologize. In fact, a lot of countries had spoke to our foreign ministry and said it was wrong, and they withdrew all the ads. At least they got a lesson that next time they can't do it so easily. So this fight, last time when Tashkent files came, Pallavi can tell you, nobody had faith in it. Nobody wanted it to run. Everybody had boycotted the film. But then the way youth of India stood by me. And they owned the film. They said, this is our film and we will fight for it. And it ran for 100 days and rest is history. Similarly, this film, I have finished. My job is over. In fact, we haven't made it. We were just a medium. This had to happen. It was Saraswati's blessings that this film got made. It's a divine experience. Someday we'll discuss about it. But now it has been done. It is in your hands. It's the film of Kashmiri Pandit youth and every Indian youth. It is now your duty. It is your responsibility to do whatever you want to do.
This film will be a hit, sir. And I believe this film will be like national award will be there and official nomination for Oscars. I seriously, my heart is saying that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ankush. Anybody else? I guess
Yeah.
Vidasta
Yes,
wanted to.
Vanchika.
Yeah.
I believe I'll probably go next. First of all,
Yeah, sure, Sai.
No,
yes.
no, no. Just go ahead, Sahil.
Yes. Thank you so much. Namaskar, Vivek ji and Pallavi ma'am. First of all, thank you so much for taking an initiative. Actually, this is a great initiative. Seeing one of the best people that we have seen in the industry doing a film on us. And I'll say on us because being a Kashmiri Pandit, my identity is that I'm a Kashmiri Pandit. And wherever I go, whatever I do, even if I'm a software engineer or an artist, this identity will always be with me, and that's who I am. And to show what we really been through in the last 30 years, we living in exile, that's a great achievement to do. So first of all, I want to just thank you. It's been a privilege seeing you. I saw you once in Pune, in Kashmiri Bhavan in Pune, and it was a privilege. I mean, seeing you flourish your words in front of all of us. See, my question to you will be very simple. See, if let's say that, let's for example, I'm an IT engineer, I'm a software engineer, I work in an IT company. So let's say technology is something that really fascinates me. It's the driving force for me. If I want to work in a field like this. So what, according to you, was the driving force for this moment? I know that, there must be something that drive you to do this, right? Keeping all the commercial success, everything aside, or, a great thing. I also want it to be a very successful movie. We've been through a lot, and, you guys coming up on the ladder and telling it to a lot of people, showing it in front of the whole world, it's a great achievement. But definitely I want to know what was your, let's say there is something, let's say कहते हैं कि किसी की success या किसी की achievement के पीछे कुछ तो राज रहता है. So I want to know that Raz from you. What was that driving force that drive you to make this film and bring out the best actors from the industry in that? So how was your journey? And also one more question that I want to ask is, how was what were your learnings and what is the lesson that you want to give it to youth? Because I believe youths are the foundation of any culture, any heritage that we see. And Kashmiri culture, we definitely are taking much more steps to preserve that integrity and heritage of our society. But what, according to you, do you think is lacking from us so that we can work on it and make it better? So that's my question, sir.
Hi, Sahil. I think I'll go first on this.
Sure.
See, Vivek and I have been working independently in our own capacity as an actor and as a director with different people. But when we got married, even that for a long number of years after that, we kept pursuing our own professions. But I guess somewhere we realized that, even professionally, if we align together, we will probably be able to make some very meaningful cinema. And both of us have always been very attracted to research-based films, to topics that, have not been openly discussed in public, to go after the hidden truths, to chase the truths. So when the opportunity came knocking at our doors, we made Buddha in a Traffic Jam, which was about the urban naxals. Vivek also managed to coin that term, and now we know what urban naxals mean. So this film was about that. Then there was a lot of speculation about Lal Bahadur Shastri's death. I mean, I am, probably my children are as old as you. But when I was a child, when Shastriji had recently died, I remember the conversations in my house. My parents used to keep talking to their friends, and they would say, it's an open secret that he was murdered. And I always would wonder, what does open secret mean? Because these are, these don't gel. These two words don't gel. अगर open है तो secret क्यों है, और secret है तो open कैसे है? तो जब when the opportunity came up, और विवेक को ये पता चला कि people want to know what is the story behind his death, तो हम लोग उसके ऊपर research हमने करना शुरू किया, and we made that film. और मैं आपको बिल्कुल honesty के साथ बता रही हूँ साहिल, इंडस्ट्री में हमारे बहुत सारे कश्मीरी पंडित दोस्त हैं, लेकिन मैंने भी उनसे कभी डिटेल में वो इंसिडेंट 1990 के इंसिडेंट की बात नहीं की, इसलिए क्योंकि मुझे उतना पता ही नहीं था उस बारे में, क्योंकि मुझ तक कभी पहुंची ही नहीं ये बात. हो सकता है शायद मैं दिल्ली में रहती होती, अगर चंडीगढ़ में रहती होती, which is in closer proximity, and Delhi being the political center of our country, तो शायद वहां तक न्यूज वहां पे मुझ तक न्यूज पहुंच सकती थी. But sitting in Bombay, which is a commercial capital, the most casual place on the earth where, live and let live formula applies, and Bollywood, and ये बहुत ही ज्यादा कैजुअल जगह है यहाँ पे. तो मैं किसी इंसिडेंट को बिलिटल नहीं करना चाहती, लेकिन कभी कभी अपने पेपर में हम लोग पढ़ते हैं ना कि कभी एक बस का एक्सीडेंट हो गया, खाई में गिर गई और इतने इतने लोगों की मौत हो गई. आपको अफसोस होता है वो पढ़ के, बट देन यू मूव ऑन. ऐसी ही कहीं ये कश्मीर की न्यूज आके निकल गई थी, तो हमें कुछ इट डिडंट रजिस्टर. तो इसलिए शायद हमने उन दोस्तों से कभी बात नहीं की और उन्होंने भी हमें कभी नहीं बताया. लेकिन जब सुरेंद्र जी और विवेक की मुलाकात हुई, तो मेरा सबसे पहला यही सवाल था कि व्हाट अबाउट इट, ऐसा कुछ हुआ था, कितने, हाउ मेनी पीपल डाइड, अच्छा वो ऐसा, ओके लेट्स स्टार्ट रिसर्चिंग. आई स्टिल वाजंट कमिटेड टू मेकिंग अ मूवी. लेकिन जब हमने रिसर्च शुरू किया और जो फैक्ट्स हमारे सामने आने लगे, तो हम लोग और ज्यादा उसमें वी स्टार्टेड गेटिंग इन डीपर एंड डीपर. एंड देन सुरेंद्र जी ने हमारे लिए ये सब ऑर्गेनाइज किया, दैट ही had absolutely handpicked people who have gone through the worst of tragedies to speak to us. और हमने पर्सनली उनको इंटरव्यू किया इन अ वेरी लॉन्ग फॉर्मेट वीडियो इंटरव्यूज, यूएस में, यूके में, जम्मू में, पुणे में, सिंगापुर में, बैंकॉक में. I might be missing a few cities here and there, but जहां तक हो सके हमको hundreds of testimonials हमारे पास आई. और जब ये सब सामने आया और जब हम लोगों से बात कर रहे थे, तो मैं तो बता रही हूँ आपको कि सिर्फ मैं नहीं, मेरे जगह कोई भी होता वहां पे, तो उसको तो ये फिल्म बनानी ही थी, क्योंकि ये स्टोरी तो बाहर निकलनी ही चाहिए थी. जो ये एक ऐसा सच है जो लोगों से छुपाया गया है. इनफैक्ट हमारी फिल्म में एक लाइन भी है, जब मैं खुद विश्वास नहीं कर रही थी शुरू में कि ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है, तो हमने वो लाइन यूज करी है कि कश्मीर का सच इतना सच है कि हमेशा झूठ लगता है. So, everything that your parents or your grandparents have gone through, it has to come in front of the world. They have to know how you were driven out of your ancestral homes, how you were driven out of a place that you called home, which is still your home. You're just in exile, but that is your home. You belong to that place. तो ये सब लोगों को समझ में आना बहुत जरूरी है. और सब लोगों के हमारे दिमाग में क्या है, बिकॉज ये इतना जो पॉलिटिकल नैरेटिव पिछले 70 सालों में कश्मीर को लेके जो क्रिएट हुआ है, हम सब कश्मीर को एक ऐसा जोन समझते हैं कि जहां पे हमेशा कुछ ना कुछ मिलिट्री एक्शन होती रहती है, डिस्प्यूटेड जोन है. अच्छा जरा ठीक हो गया तो चलो जाके कश्मीर की बर्फ देख के आते हैं, डल लेक में चले जाते हैं, शिकारा में बैठ जाते हैं. कश्मीर का मतलब हमारे लिए सिर्फ श्रीनगर, गुलमर्ग और पहलगाम, इसके आगे कुछ नहीं है. लेकिन कश्मीर की जो कश्मीरियत की बात करते हैं, वो सिर्फ एक तरफा नहीं है, वो दो तरफा है कश्मीरियत. वो दोनों कल्चर्स के साथ मिलने से वो कश्मीरियत बनती है, जो अब कहीं आधी टूट सी गई है. तो उसको वापस जोड़ना बहुत जरूरी है, सिर्फ आप लोगों के लिए नहीं, बल्कि हमारे पूरे देश के लिए, हमारे पूरे यूथ के लिए ये जरूरी है. एंड इफ आई मे, I don't like to advise, because obviously my kids also don't like my advice. But if I can just, as having a dialogue with you, if I can just say कि जैसे मैं मराठी हूँ, मैं महाराष्ट्रियन हूँ, विवेक हिंदी हैं, लेकिन हमने शादी के बाद हमारे अपने अपने कल्चर हमने कहीं पे थोड़े संजो के रखने की कोशिश की है. And we've tried to give our children both of these cultures. They have been exposed to both these cultures. तो हमारे बच्चे जो है वो हमसे ज्यादा enriched हैं, क्योंकि वो दो कल्चर्स के साथ बड़े हुए हैं, उनको वो दो कल्चर्स की विरासत मिली. तो हम सब लोग, हमारा देश पूरा इतने अलग अलग कल्चर्स से enriched है, हम सब लोग अगर अपने अपने कल्चर्स संभाल के रखें, और इसमें आजकल जरा थोड़ी फैशन है, बहुत ज्यादा हम लोग कभी अंग्रेजी बोल लेते हैं, अपनी मातृभाषा भूल जाते हैं, वो भी ठीक है, उसमें भी कोई गलत बात नहीं है, लेकिन थोड़ा अपनी मातृभाषा को भी अपने साथ रखिए, अपने कल्चर को अपने साथ रखिए, और उसके साथ साथ जो सामने की अच्छी चीजें हैं वो भी अगर हम ले, तो ये तो मतलब एक तो यूटोपियन कॉन्सेप्ट हो जाएगा हमारा देश, तो इसके आगे और क्या चाहिए। तो ये कुछ इस तरह से ये फिल्म बनी। और आर्टिस्ट जो होते हैं बहुत सेंसिटिव होते हैं, तो सिर्फ मैं और विवेक नहीं, मेरे ख्याल से हमारी जगह पे कोई भी होता जिनके सामने ये इतना सारा सच अगर बाहर निकलता, तो उनके भी वो भी मजबूर ही हो जाते हैं कि इस पे एक फिल्म बनानी चाहिए। The only difference here is that, you know, maybe because I've spent my last 25 years with this man, so I know how sensitive a writer he is and what a genius of a filmmaker he is. So I'm glad that it was no one else but him who took the initiative and wrote the script to tell the story.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It answers a lot of questions, and I'm really overwhelmed to see such a kind of a response. और काफी अच्छा लगा कि ये सुन के, and I hope this film is a big success, and whenever it is released, I hope that I'll be the first person to see this on the first day, first show. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Don't hope, Sahil. You have to do it. You have to make it successful. क्योंकि अगर ये थोड़ी भी अगर जरा भी ऊपर नीचे हुई, तो बिलीव यू मी अगले 100 साल तक कोई सब्जेक्ट पे फिल्म बनाएगा नहीं। और इस सब्जेक्ट पे 100 फिल्में बननी चाहिए, अलग अलग स्टोरीज। So it's not in your court.
I'll say it is my responsibility to make sure that this film reaches the most of the masses, sir, and I am proud that I'll do it. And I don't hope, I'll make sure that this reaches to the last of the masses, and I'll be if you can say the flag bearer for this, definitely I'll be that. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, so can I go next?
Can I speak?
Hello.
Okay, so here's the rivalry between Rohit and me.
Hi, I guess Vitasta, you can go first, and Rohit, you can speak.
Yeah, so my Gulzagandit Namaskar to everybody who's present here. So I hail from Sopor, as Vanshika rightly said that. I'm a student of mass communication and journalism, and I'm doing masters in that. So firstly, before giving my question to both of you, I'm highly thankful to Pallavi ma'am and Vivek sir for bringing this so emotional topic and very emotionally driven topic to each one of us, not particularly related to the Kashmiri Pandit youth community, but to everybody who has been persecuted across the nation or in between the nation. मुझे सबसे पहले दिक्कत जहां नजर आती है वो है कि हम अपने कश्मीरी पंडित कम्युनिटी के साथ एक टाइटल जोड़ते हैं जो कि माइग्रेशन का है. We have given this title to us that we are migrated. So as I've read about Kashmir, as I've read about the history of Kashmir, as I've read about the exodus of what happened in 90s, I don't feel like we are migrated people, because according to the correct definition of migration वो होता है जब कोई दूसरी कंट्री से किसी और कंट्री में माइग्रेट करके आता है. We have been internally displaced community. Firstly, we have to correct that. और ये करेक्शन हमें गवर्नमेंट के सामने भी प्रपोजल एक बहुत बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन निकली थी, पनुन कश्मीर, जिसमें उत्पल अंकल, माय फादर वाज आल्सो इन्वॉल्वड इन दैट. ही वाज एक्टिवली पार्टिसिपेटिंग इन पनुन कश्मीर. These people, उन्होंने हमेशा इस चीज को बोला है that we are not migrated people, we are internally displaced people. So firstly, correct that definition of being a migrated community. We are not a migrated community, we are an internally displaced community. So as far as my question is concerned, I'll go more on the business point of view. So the business model of cinema here in Kashmir fails to make people get attached to the glory, to the essence of making people view the big celluloid pictures in getting into the film zone. And like we have seen almost around 3 decades now that there has been a huge gap between the masses of Kashmir Valley, particularly वहां पे ज्यादा मुस्लिम्स रहते हैं. आज हमने देखा है कि 3 decades have been like there is no cinema hall in Kashmir Valley. कोई सिनेमा हॉल वहां पर नहीं अवेलेबल है. There has been a complete full stop. The situation is complete standstill when it comes to cinema there. The projection of cinema is like highly prohibited there because वो consider करते हैं कि it's not ethically possible for a person who belongs to Islam. वो इसको अनएथिकल मानते हैं सिनेमा को. वो इसकी जो प्रोजेक्शन है, जो इसकी प्रैक्टिस है सिनेमा की, वो इसको अनएथिकल मानते हैं और नॉन इस्लामिक मानते हैं. So my question to Vivek sir is, like, what's your take on elevating the cinema ambiguity of 30 mm there in Kashmir Valley itself? How you will develop this sense of creating or having the capsules, little capsules of cinematic entertainment in their lives?
So I'm also a student of mass communications. So good talking to you, Vitaka.
Glad, sir. I'm glad.
Because if somebody has decided, or if there's a diktat that nobody can watch a movie, then state should intervene. In Kashmir, in Srinagar, it was open in 1996 or sometime. Again, these people went in and they shot so many people who were watching the movie. So after that, there's been no cinema. And state never considered cinema, art, all the soft power as also a very strong medium to fight terrorism. So what happened that we could not develop the culture of fighting terrorism with soft power like poetry, art, literature, because they are not rewarded. And anything which is not rewarded, people just shy away from that. And which is why when we make films, people say, why are you making these films? What is the point? How will you make money? And it is true that you put all your money, 4 years into making, working so hard, running day and night, and threats to your life. But my only reason, it's a very thought out reason, that once you make this film, and not like a documentary or a propaganda, or like, okay, you are paid to make this film, but make it like a global, international quality cinema, which has some very enriching, great characters, powerful dialogues, great conflicts. And this is the reason we screened in 16 cities. You can ask anybody in those cities, there was a common reaction. Everybody said that we came here and got to know it's a 2-hour, 50-minute long film. We thought, how will we sit through the film? But then, once we started seeing the film, somewhere in between, if we wanted to go to the washroom, we just couldn't leave the theater even for a second. और सब कहते थे ये 2 घंटे 50 मिनट कब बीत गए पता ही नहीं चला, ऐसा लगा जैसे कि अभी तो शुरू हुई है फिल्म. उसका रीजन ये है that this film is about people. It's about you. It's your emotion. And which is why when the film ends, people don't look at each other, husband and wife, they don't look at each other. They don't know where to look at. People want to run away in the dark of the theater. And that's why if you really want slowly these kind of films to make inroads in Kashmir Valley, then it is very important that you present it in the right way. If you will present it like a piece of good cinema, a good story, believe you me, everybody will get interested. But if you use this film as a tool to fight on Twitter or Instagram, then it will get lost. My only prayer is don't make it a political debate. Let it be a very strong question to the humanity and all those who talk about humanity and human rights. So that's what I would say. Now, last, I just, before I forget, I want to say that we are screening, like America, we are doing exclusive pre-release screenings in Jammu, in Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Pune. So wherever you are, if you are in Jammu, please help us organize, make sure that especially the senior most Kashmiri Pandits definitely get to see them. Get in touch with Surinder Kaulji, and then he will connect you. If you want to be the volunteer in Jammu,
Sure.
then please talk to Surinderji or Utpalji, get connected to us. And right now, from now, start creating a kind of a contact list. Make sure your grandparents, senior people, it's a tribute to them. They should see it. And you must ensure that at least 60-70% hall is full of young students.
Sure, sir. I'll definitely do that, sir. According to onto my proximity, sir, I'll definitely make sure that I could gather 50 to 60 people at large.
And not just Kashmiri Pandit, not Kashmiri Pandit. All those people from your college, university who do not believe in this story, bring them, try to bring them. In Pune, if somebody is there, Bombay, Delhi, let's do it. And also on social media, please connect with me. That all of us work as a team and make sure we make it successful.
Sure, sir. Definitely, sir. Thank you so much. And sir, last question, sir, Vivek, sir. Very small question, sir. How ये emotionally driven कैसे थे, sir, आपके लिए while you were shooting this movie? Like, how much emotions were connected, while shooting this movie?
This only Pallavi can answer.
कभी रोना आया हमारे जो पास्ट है उसको सुन के देख
इसका जवाब सिर्फ पल्लवी जी दे सकती हैं. And my throat is fully gone. My throat is fully gone. It's also 9 p.m. now, the cutoff time. So let it be the last answer. And we will talk again, don't worry.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Over to you, Pallavi.
Normally, वितस्ता क्या होता है कि जब हम लोग शूटिंग करते हैं तो बहुत टेक्निकल हो जाता है सब कुछ. Even the actors' emotions, क्योंकि वो कॉस्ट्यूम देखना पड़ता है ढंग से है कि नहीं, वो सही पोजीशन पे आ रहे हैं कि नहीं, क्यों लाइट सही चेहरे पे आनी चाहिए. तो बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं उसमें, और इस सब के ऊपर उठकर एक्टर्स को उसमें इमोशंस डालने पड़ते हैं जो वो अपने आप निकालते हैं, जो उन्होंने होमवर्क किया है स्क्रिप्ट पे उसको लेके. और कई बार हम लोग जब मॉनिटर पे बैठ के हम लोग देखते हैं तो हम लोग बहुत टेक्निकल हो जाते हैं इस चीज को लेके कि हाँ ये सही लग रहा है, टेक इसको सही रखते हैं, इसमें इसका इमोशन सही था यार, ये रुलाएगा. At the end of the day we are, you're in mass communication, so we are all dream merchants. So we have to make
where the movement of the camera is going, and what's the shot, what's the take. I know the technicalities.
और वो tear jerker moments जो होते हैं वो हम encash करते हैं because that's what we do for a living, right? पर इस बार हमारा ये हुआ कि every single shot in every single scene, जो एक हुक शॉट होता है हर सीन का ना, जिसमें वो पूरा मर्म निकलता है, जो पूरा एसेंस निकलता है उस सीन का. एक तो वी हैड माइंड ब्लोइंग एक्टर्स दिस टाइम. ताशकंद में भी थे, इसमें भी थे. Mitunda was just simply wonderful in the film, and so was Atul Srivastav and Puneet Ussar and Prakash Belavadi and Chinmay Mandlekar. You love to hate him in the film. Darshan Kumar has done a fabulous job. Bhasha Sumbli from Jammu, she's an NSD graduate. What an amazing job she's done in the film. तो ये सब लोग जब परफॉर्म कर रहे होते थे मॉनिटर पे बैठ के, मैं जब भी इनको देखती थी आई वुड जस्ट मेरे तो आंसू निकल आते थे. तो पहले 2-3 दिन में क्योंकि मैं इतनी जुड़ी थी शुरू से, तो हर इंसिडेंट को लेके मेरे आंखों में आंसू आने लगते थे. पर धीरे धीरे मैंने देखा जितने भी लोग मॉनिटर में वो पीछे ऐसे खड़े होके ऐसे कहीं से झांक के जो देखते हैं ना, कहीं से थोड़ा सा ग्लिम्स मिल जाए टेक देखने का, सबकी आंखों में पानी आता था. एंड आई डोंट थिंक दिस हैपेंस ऑन एवरी सेट, एटलीस्ट आई हैव नेवर सीन. और मैं I've been working for the last 40 years in front of the camera. I have never seen, ऐसा मैंने माहौल कभी देखा नहीं है. लेकिन सब लोगों को जिसने भी वो स्क्रिप्ट पढ़ी थी, उनको वो ऐसा छू गया ना, हर सीन, वो हर भाव उसका. एंड देयर वाज, अब मैं उस सीन के बारे में बहुत ज्यादा बता नहीं सकती, बट इट्स वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट सीन्स टुवर्ड्स द एंड. और हम सब लोग इतना डिस्टर्ब थे उस दिन जब हमने सीन वो शूट किया था, कि उसके बाद हमारा कुछ और 2-3 सीन थे. तो मैंने अनुपम जी को जाके तैयार वैयार किया था. मैंने कहा इसके बाद आपका सीन है. तो मैं सेट पे आई तो भाषा वाज लाइक, शी वाज गॉन. वो रोए जा रही थी एंड शी जस्ट कुडंट कंट्रोल हरसेल्फ. एंड बिकॉज व्हेन आप आउटडोर में रहते हैं, आप पूरी एक फैमिली हो जाते हैं, पूरा यूनिट. सो हमारा डायरेक्टर ऑफ फोटोग्राफी, जिस डीओपी कहते हैं हम, कैमरामैन, हमारा प्रोडक्शन डिजाइनर जिसने हमारे सारे सेट्स बनाए हैं, हमारा साउंड डिजाइनर, हमारा स्टाइलिस्ट, हमारा हेड ऑफ मेकअप विवेक, मैं, हमारा बेटा हु वाज द चीफ असिस्टेंट डायरेक्टर, माय डॉटर हु वाज द क्रिएटिव प्रोड्यूसर ऑन द फिल्म. सब लोग ऐसे खड़े थे नीचे सर किए. और मैं सेट पे थी नहीं जब ये सीन खत्म हुआ. तो मैं आई एंड आई वाज लाइक इन द प्रोड्यूसर्स रोल कि चलो 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 अभी 2 सीन और करने हैं, वी गॉट टिक-टॉक, टाइम इज वेस्टिंग. एंड आई जस्ट सॉ एवरीवन एंड आई स्टॉप्ड. आई सेड हुआ क्या? एंड nobody answered me. My DOP just looked up at me and he said, ma'am, aaj nahi hoga kaam. And I just looked at everyone and Vivek said, impossible to shoot. And everybody was so impacted by that scene, impacted by what Bhasha was going through, that we just called it a day. And we went and, shot it some other day, the remaining scenes. पर ये ऐसी चीजें बहुत कम होती हैं. तो मेरे ख्याल से कहीं पे ये इतना सिनर्जाइज सबने किया था. आर टेक्निकल क्रू, आर कास्ट, नॉट जस्ट दैट, लेटर ऑन पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन में जो हमारा VFX कर रहे थे, जो हमारा डायलॉग मिक्सिंग कर रहे थे, बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक कर रहे थे, जिन्होंने फिल्म का म्यूजिक किया है, सब लोगों ने मिलके, जब हमने पहली बार इस फिल्म की ट्रायल देखी, विच इज अ रफ कट, जो असेंबली लाइन होती है सिर्फ, वो देखने के बाद एक टेक्निकल डिस्कशन होता है कि हाँ, व्हाट इज वर्किंग, व्हाट इज नॉट वर्किंग, किसमें और क्या करना चाहिए, डू वी चेंज द एडिट, वेयर डू वी पुट द म्यूजिक, बहुत सारे डिस्कशंस होते हैं उसके बाद. एंड आई रिमेम्बर सब हो गया तो सब लोग खड़े थे. मैंने कहा चलो चाय पी लो. सबने चाय पी ली. फिर नाश्ता आया, नाश्ता किया. एंड देन आई सेड, विवेक सेड ओके बताइए. एंड एवरीवन जस्ट सेड दैट सर कल बात करते हैं फोन पे, वी कांट टॉक राइट नाउ. So ये impact था सबका, even after the shoot, even after going through all the, the technical things that we went through, going through the, joy of staying together for 50 days in some remote place, and वो एक thrill जो होती है अपनी shooting की. Even after all that, when you see that film, you still feel that impact. ये बहुत बहुत कम यूनिट्स में होता है. And I'm so glad that everybody that we worked with is so sensitized to this subject that I couldn't have asked for a better crew. So I'm really very thankful to God for giving us a stellar cast and an absolute delight of a technical crew. Actually, and before I end, I think, Vitasa, sorry to interrupt. No. Somebody had written when is the date for the Delhi premiere. So what we are doing is we are still in the stages of finalizing the dates, but I think most of the show screenings will happen between the 1st and the 10th. As in when we decide the dates, we'll be informing the GKPD about it and you'll all get to know. Sorry, go ahead, Vitasa.
No, ma'am, I was just about to appreciate both of you. So thank you so much for talking to us and joining us today. Thank you so much. Means a lot. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I meet all of you personally in theaters. So good night. Thank you. I got to run now. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night, sir.
रोहित, उनको सवाल
Thank you,
पूछना है.
thank you.
Can I?
Pulkit,
पुलकित से पहले उनको सवाल पूछने दीजिए.
Actually, Vivek has left already. So
Yeah. Now we can't leave you.
Rohit was there. So call Rohit.
I guess Rohit can ask the question.
Rohit.
Rohit
Ji.
Okay, so I thought Vivek sir must be there, and so that we can initiate part.
yeah.
We will have more chance.
Which city are you in, Rohit?
I'm right now in Jammu.
In Jammu. So when we come to Jammu, you can meet with us and you can talk to Vivek personally.
Sorry, ma'am.
All right. Okay. So do I take your leave now?
Rohit, you can put your question. Rohit, you can take 5 minutes.
Okay. So
No, I think he wanted to speak to Vivek directly. So I said you can speak to
you also she wants to tell something else.
Okay. So firstly, good evening, ma'am, and good evening all the respected members in our session. So from the bottom of my heart and from the entire KP community, I want to thank Vivek sir and Pallavi ma'am for making this movie, The Kashmir Files. And I'm very much excited and looking forward for this movie. And being a Kashmiri Pandit, बहुत ही ignited हूँ, बहुत ही I'm looking forward for this. And firstly, I want to thank Shri Kashinath Agun sir for making me a part of this. He guided me a lot to become a part of this session. And also Shri Utpal Kol sir ji. We had a very fantastic interaction on a call conversation. And I was very inspired by his motivational words. And the way he's handling the KP community is extremely remarkable. So I actually wanted to initiate this with a song. And it was the debut movie of sir. So can I sing a song for all of you so that this session could be more impactful? So let me sing one song for all of you and let's initiate with that. So it's a song from the movie Chocolate. क्यों भला सपनों के पीछे दिल मेरा अपनों के पीछे खोता है हो ख्वाहिशे आवारा बनके टूट जाए तारा बनके होता है बीता जो कल अगर आए ना पल मगर आए ना वो हल्का हल्का सा ये नशा. So why I sang this song, because इस song में यही है कि मतलब जो पल है वो बार बार नहीं आता है. एंड जैसा कि विवेक सर ने अभी बताया था कि इट्स आवर जॉब राइट नाउ टू इस मूवी को थोड़ा सा हम अच्छे से फॉरवर्ड कर पाए अपने दोस्तों तक, जितने भी नॉट ओनली कश्मीरी पंडित्स बट एवरी पर्सन हु वांट्स टू नो द रियल स्टोरी ऑफ कश्मीरी पंडित्स. सो इस मूवी के थ्रू आई थिंक it could be possible. And मेरा एक मेजर सवाल था जो मैं सर से पूछना चाहता था कि what were the barriers they faced, and if you could speak anything for this कि इस मूवी में जब आप ये बना रहे थे तो क्या क्या barriers आपने फेस किए, because I think mistakes are the very important things in our life जिससे हम सीखते हैं, improvise करते हैं. So ये तो आपके लिए एक बहुत बड़ा जर्नी रहा ये मूवी बनाना. एंड ऑब्वियसली ये कोई ऐसा मूवी नहीं है जिसमें आपने मतलब इजीली इसको बना लिया हो, कुछ ऑब्स्टेकल्स रहे होंगे, बहुत सारी बैरियर्स रहे होंगे. सो आप अगर थोड़ा कुछ बता पाए कि क्या क्या बैरियर्स थे एंड हाउ यू tackled those barriers to make this movie for us. So this was my question.
Rohit, I think Vivek will be able to answer this question better because he's the one who just took everyone head on. ऐसा होता है ना कि जब इस तरह की फिल्में आप बनाते हैं, इस तरह की फिल्में लिखी जाती हैं, तो सबसे पहले तो आपको ढूंढना पड़ता है कि इसको फिनांस कौन करेगा, इसको प्रोड्यूस कौन करेगा, कोई सामने नहीं आता. फिर स्टूडियो कौन सा इसको रिलीज करेगा, इसका डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन कौन करेगा, इसका पीएनए कौन करेगा. अगर आज मैं कुछ और नैरेटिव का फिल्म बनाऊं, अगर मैं उसमें स्टार्स लूं, तो मेरे लिए तो सबसे मतलब the doors will be open for me, right? मेरी लाइफ आसान हो जाएगी. मेरे सामने लाइन लग जाएगी लोगों की जो आके कहेंगे कि हम पैसे लगाते हैं, स्टूडियो सामने से हमको बुलाएंगे. तो हम अपनी जान फिर जोखिम में क्यों डालें, और why should we make things difficult for us? But we are doing that because we wanted to actually when we decided that we are going to tell the stories that India needs to know, that people of India needs to know, that the youth need to know. तो फिर जो भी कठिनाइयां सामने आएंगी उनको झेलना तो बनता ही है. तो सबसे पहले ये था कि ये हमारे साथ इसको फाइनेंस कौन करेगा. हमारा जो भी था वो हम लगा चुके थे ऑलरेडी रिसर्च में, और उसके बाद एक फिल्म बनानी तो मतलब बहुत बड़ी बात हो जाती है. एक ऐसी फिल्म पूरी खुद प्रोड्यूस तो हम नहीं कर सकते. तो करते 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 उसी में बहुत समय लग गया. एक्चुअली ये जो 4 साल का हमारा जो पूरा पीरियड था, रिसर्च में तो लगा ही समय, और उसमें just getting people together was another big hurdle for us. Fortunately, we had somebody like-minded finally who approached us and who decided to put in money. And then Zeev again pitched in for, distribution. And that's how we are here now. पर इसके बाद जो हम अगली फिल्म बनाएंगे, I think the struggle is going to start all over again, because that's also a very explosive subject.
Just ma'am, before ending, मैं actually sir को कुछ बोलना चाहता था, but still मैं फिर भी बोलना चाहूँगा. I'm running many Kashmiri Pandit platforms for Kashmiri Pandits from 2.5 years, and उनको बोलना चाहता था कि जो भी वो बोल रहे थे अभी, I think it was like an interaction with Sahil, जहाँ पर वो बोल रहे थे it was our duty to like इसको forward करना and stuff. तो मैं अपना बेस्ट दूंगा. I have many platforms जहाँ पर I think more than 20-25,000 KPs connected है. So I will give my best to share it through my live sessions, through stories, and whatever possible ways I will be able to share it. So I will do my best to share this movie to many Kashmiri Pandits. I will give my best because it's my responsibility and of everyone जो Kashmiri Pandit हैं.
Thank you, Rohit. Greatly appreciated.
Last question to Pulkit.
First of all, congratulations to all, and especially Vivek sir and Pallavi ma'am for making such a movie and taking up such a project. मेरा जो सवाल है वो पल्लवी मैम से ये है कि 32 साल हो गए हम लोगों को कश्मीरी पंडित्स को विस्थापित हुए. मूवीज में, बॉलीवुड में या किसी भी डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज में बहुत सारे सब्जेक्ट्स के ऊपर मूवीज बनती है, बट ऐसा क्या रीजन था कि जब भी कश्मीर पे मूवी बनती थी कश्मीरी पंडित्स को उसमें से बाहर किया जाता था? क्या हमारा जो जेनोसाइड था, क्या उसकी एक्सेप्टेबिलिटी बाहर कम थी? क्या लोगों को लगता था कि हमारे साथ जो जेनोसाइड हुआ है, एथनिक क्लिंजिंग हुई है, जो हमें वहां से विस्थापन हमें करना पड़ा है, क्या वो एक उनको ऐसा लगता था कि इसकी एक्सेप्टेंस नहीं होगी मार्केट में, या लोग इसको देखना नहीं चाहेंगे, या सुनना नहीं चाहेंगे, या बताना नहीं चाहेंगे? तो मैं आपसे ये पूछना चाहता हूँ कि व्हाट वर द रीजंस कि कश्मीरी पंडित्स का जो एक्सोडस है इसको एक्सेप्टेंस नहीं मिली एज ए स्टोरी और एज ए स्टोरी टेलिंग. और मेरा दूसरा सवाल आपसे इसी के साथ ये है कि अभी जब आपने ये प्रोजेक्ट उठाया तो आपको कैसे क्या आपको ऐसा लग रहा है कि इसके बाद आफ्टर दिस स्टोरी इज गोइंग टू कम आउट, क्या इसके बाद एक पैराडाइम शिफ्ट आएगा कि हमारी जो एक्सोडस है उसके ऊपर लोगों को रियली लगेगा कि ये एक स्टोरी टेलिंग का माध्यम है और हम बता सकते हैं कि इनके साथ क्या हुआ और हाउ दे फेस्ड इन, जिस तरह का हमारे साथ एक्सोडस हुआ हम लोगों ने क्या क्या उसके बाद फेस किया? बिकॉज अभी तो ये स्टोरी है कि कैसे हुआ, किनके साथ हुआ, बट आफ्टर 90 वी ऑल्सो फेस्ड फॉर दिस लास्ट 32 ईयर्स जो हमने फेस किया है, जो नेग्लिजेंस हमने फेस की है, not only from the government but from the people also, from our own community, our own brothers and sisters. तो वो भी एक स्टोरी है, वो भी एक टॉपिक है. तो मैं ये जानना चाहता हूँ कि how these both things happened and ये कैसे आगे कैरी फॉरवर्ड होगा?
उनके मैं समझती हूँ इसकी 3-4 वजह हैं. एक तो ये मामला बाहर नहीं निकला, उसके कई कारण हैं. जैसे मैंने पहले ही कहा था कि पॉलिटिकल कारण है इसके एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कारण है, इसके सिस्टम ने इसको छुपाया, पूरा ब्यूरोक्रेटिक रीजंस भी हैं इसके. तो बहुत सारे अलग अलग सतह पे ये एक पूरी, मैं तो कहूंगी कि एक तरह की कॉन्स्पिरेसी थी कि ये कश्मीरी पंडितों की कहानी बाहर ना निकले, या इसको किसी भी तरह का कोई भी इम्पोर्टेंस ना दिया जाए. और जब आप लोग निकले, आपको तो पता ही है कि काउंटर नैरेटिव वहां पे शुरू हो चुका था कि आप गवर्नर से मिलके भागे थे वहां से, तो वो इतना ज्यादा उसको पॉलिटिसाइज और पॉपुलराइज किया गया। और उसके बाद आप देखिए कि आज का जो युवा है, जैसे आप हैं या आपसे थोड़े बड़े कोई 30 साल के अगर होंगे, तो वो तो तब बच्चे थे, दे मस्ट हैव बीन इन्फेंट्स व्हेन ऑल दिस हैपेंड। तो उनकी रियलिटी क्या है, मैं कश्मीरी पंडितों की बात नहीं कर रही हूँ, मैं बाकी इंडियंस की बात कर रही हूँ। उनकी रियलिटी क्या है, उन्होंने जो मीडिया में पढ़ा है, उन्होंने जो सुना है। तो कश्मीरी पंडितों की कहानी ऐसे तो बाहर किस आई ही नहीं, तो किसी ने सुनी नहीं है। और मीडिया में जो, जैसे मैंने कहा था कि कश्मीर एक डिस्प्यूटेड जोन है और आर्मी वहां पे बड़ा अत्याचार कर रही है लोगों के ऊपर, और आर्मी उनको दबा के रख रही है। और आप देखिए कि कोई इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर नहीं है कश्मीर में आज तक, ना वहाँ पे स्कूल्स है, ना कॉलेजेस है, ना हॉस्पिटल्स बन रहे हैं, ना कोई ब्रिजेस बन रहे हैं, ना कुछ थिएटर्स हैं। तो ये सब की सब प्रॉब्लम आर्मी की वजह से थी भाई साहब, इतने दिनों तक ऐसा ही लगता रहा सारी यूथ को। और कहीं पे ये एक बहुत पॉपुलर नैरेटिव हो चुका था। और इनहेरेंटली एक आर्टिस्ट होने के नाते मैं आपको बताती हूँ कि हमारी बचपन से ये सीख होती है कि आर्टिस्ट मतलब क्या होता है, कि आपको एक आईना दिखाना होता है दुनिया को, और इसके लिए कहीं पे एक बेसिकली एंटी एस्टैब्लिशमेंट आपको बनना पड़ता है उसके लिए। तो जो भी इस फील्ड में आता है एक थोड़ा सा एंटी एस्टैब्लिशमेंट स्ट्रीक लेके आता है। तो आप देखिए जितने भी आर्टिस्ट हैं वो किसी पार्टी के बारे में, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट ट्रू आर्टिस्ट, जो कभी पार्टी के बारे में बात नहीं करते हैं, दिस इज प्री सोशल मीडिया आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट, they never align themselves to Congress or to BJP or to Shiv Sena or to Akali Dal or whichever. उनका सबके साथ था। केस इन पॉइंट लता दीदी who just passed away, she was friends with everyone. उनके उद्धव ठाकरे से भी उतने ही अच्छे रिलेशंस थे जितने मोदी जी के साथ थे, और जितने बाला साहब के साथ थे, और जितने शरद पवार जी के साथ थे। ऐसा होते हुए भी उनको अगर कुछ कहीं टिप्पणी करनी होती थी तो वो जरूर करती थी उनके अगेंस्ट। तो ये एक एंटी एस्टैब्लिशमेंट स्ट्रीक आपका जो होता है, तो आपको सिस्टम के खिलाफ, आपको गवर्नमेंट के खिलाफ कुछ बोलने की आपको एक वो दी जाती है, एक फ्री टिकट सा दिया जाता है। और उसमें अगर आप थोड़े पॉलिटिकल हैं या उसमें आप थोड़े से गलत नैरेटिव को सुन के आपके ऊपर उस तरह का कुछ अगर असर हुआ है, तो फिर ऐसी ही चीजें निकलती हैं। लेकिन मुझे आश्चर्य होता है कि जो कश्मीर में रह चुके हैं लोग, जिनका कश्मीर से वास्ता रहा है, वो ये रियलिटी उन्होंने अपनी फिल्मों में क्यों नहीं दिखाई। मुझे बाकी के फिल्म मेकर से मुझे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, लेकिन जब आपने यही सब सब्जेक्ट उठाया था और यही सब्जेक्ट के बारे में आपको बात करनी थी, तो आप टेररिस्ट की जगह आप दीवार पर 3 शैडोज दिखा के आप नहीं निकल सकते। दैट इज नॉट डन। तो इसलिए हमने सोचा कि अगर हमें दिखानी है, अगर फिल्म बनानी है, तो वी हैव टू गो ऑल आउट। वरना इस तरह से फिल्म बना के, जिसको बंबई के हमारी भाषा में कहते हैं पतली गली से निकलना, उसका क्या फायदा फिर। तो अगर बनानी है तो जिगर से फिल्म बनाएंगे, वरना ऐसे सब्जेक्ट में हाथ नहीं डालेंगे। अब विवेक ने सोचा कि नहीं, ये इस पे तो बनानी है, तो फिर हमने कहा चलो हम सब कूद पड़े। एंड इट वाज नॉट जस्ट मी एंड माय हस्बैंड, इट वाज आल्सो आवर किड्स. We all decided to work on this film together as a family, and I'm so glad that my children know the truth of Kashmir today. तो आज उनके दोस्तों को वो एजुकेट करते हैं, और हमारे प्रीमियर्स में और हमारी स्क्रीनिंग्स में इतने सारे अभी 20s के जो लड़के लड़कियां आके अभी फिल्म देखेंगे, तो लॉट ऑफ योर ट्रूथ विल बी, उसका खुलासा उनके ऊपर भी हो जाएगा। और दूसरा आपने सवाल किया था क्या, मैं सॉरी भूल गई। पुलकित,
मैंने ये कहा था कि आफ्टर, अब ये फिल्म आपने बनाई है, व्हेन नाउ इट्स गोइंग टू बी इन द थिएटर्स आल्सो, तो क्या फिल्म मेकिंग में एक पैराडाइम शिफ्ट आएगा कि जब भी कश्मीर की बात होगी, कश्मीरी पंडित्स को एटलीस्ट बाहर ना किया जाए, ऐसा कोई शिफ्ट आएगा?
मेरे हिसाब से आना चाहिए। अगर ये फिल्म चल जाती है तो एक होप आता है। देखिए हम अकेले तो नहीं हैं, हाँ, हम अकेले हैं जिन्होंने फिल्म बनाई है, लेकिन इस विचारधारा को रखने वाले हम अकेले तो है नहीं, ऐसे और भी लोग हैं, लेकिन उनका ढाढ़स बढ़ाना हमारा काम है। तो अगर ये फिल्म चलती है, अगर ये फिल्म बिजनेस करती है, तो उनको भी लगेगा कि हाँ, इसमें it's prudent to make such kind of films, क्योंकि at the end of the day देखिए, ये भी एक प्रोफेशन है। जैसे आप पढ़ लिख के आप अगर नौकरी कर रहे हैं, तो आप अपने जीवन यापन के लिए पैसा कमाना बहुत जरूरी होता है। वैसे हम अगर फिल्में बनाते हैं तो हमारे लिए भी पैसा कमाना बहुत जरूरी होता है। ऐसा तो नहीं है कि पिछले जन्म का कुछ किसी का देना लगते हैं, हम इसलिए ऐसी फिल्में बनाते हैं। तो अगर हम भी पैसे कमाते हैं, तो हमको भी एनकरेजमेंट मिलती है कि हाँ, ऐसे टॉपिक्स चलेंगे, इसका एक ऑडियंस बेस है और हम ऐसी फिल्में बना सकते हैं। पहली 2 फिल्में तो हमने एक्सपेरिमेंट के तौर पे बनाए, लेकिन अब हम कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ बना रहे हैं। ऐसे ही लोग जुड़ते जाएंगे और वो भी बनाते जाएंगे फिल्म, और फिर कारवां बनता जाएगा। और ये सब आप लोगों के हाथ में है कि आप इसको कितना आगे ले जाते हैं, आप कितना मोटिवेट करते हैं अपने दोस्तों को, अपने रिश्तेदारों को, परिवार वालों को, इर्द गिर्द के लोगों को, नेबर्स को, कि वो आके ये फिल्म देखें। और सॉरी, आई गॉट अ कॉल। तो ये सब आपके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है और आपके हाथ में है इस फिल्म को सक्सेसफुल करना, ताकि ये धारा यूं ही निरंतर बहती रहे।
मैम आई एम 100% श्योर, और आपको भी थोड़ा इंडियन ऑडियंस का तो आपको भी अच्छी तरह से पता ही है। हमारे भी यहाँ पे पैराडाइम शिफ्ट आ चुका है। इंडियन ऑडियंस जितना भी है, यूथ जितना भी है, उसको ऑथेंटिक मूवीज ही पसंद है। और स्टोरीज, अब हम लोग गौर करते हैं, हमें ज्यादा स्टार कास्ट नहीं चाहिए, बट स्टोरीज हमें ऑथेंटिक चाहिए। तो दिस इज गोइंग टू बी अ ह्यूज सक्सेस, एंड होपफुली आगे और ऐसी मूवीज बने। Or I wish you all the best, and this is our responsibility, like your past movies, other movies, because I really like the storytelling of Vivek sir, and I am really inspired. एक वो connect रहता है इंसान का मूवी के साथ, जो स्टोरी रनिंग है उसमें एक इंटरेस्ट बना रहता है। तो वो बहुत अच्छी चीज है, वो बहुत फैसिनेटिंग चीज है। और एक ऑडियंस के तौर पे मैं बता रहा हूँ, नॉट एज अ कश्मीरी पंडित, बट सिंपल एज ए मूवी वॉचर, बिकॉज आई वॉच ए लॉट ऑफ मूवीज, और बहुत ही कीन होता हूँ नई मूवीज के लिए और इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक्स के लिए। तो ये जो स्टोरी टेलिंग का तरीका है, ये इंडिया में बहुत इस समय प्रोमिनेंट है, और आई एम 100% श्योर दैट this is going to be a huge success. So thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Pulkit, and I'm sorry I have to leave now because my father, I've got a 92-year-old father, so I need to look after his dinner now. But it was wonderful talking to all of you.
Thank you so much. We are just about to end this now. I'll just conclude, so then you can leave, ma'am. Thank you so much. I mean, Vivek sir abhi nahi hai hamare sath, but a big thanks to him also. You can convey this to him, please. So thank you to you and sir. I mean, it's our honor to have you today with us. आपने जितने ट्रूथफुलनेस से और जितने क्लियरली हमारे सब क्वेश्चंस का जवाब दिया, आई गेस जितने भी लोग हमें फेसबुक से, बहुत से लोग हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं अभी, सब के अंदर आपको सुनते सुनते ही द वे यू गॉट इमोशनल वाइल स्पीकिंग, हम तो सुनते सुनते ही इमोशनल हो गए। तो हम वी आर रियली ईगर टू वॉच दिस मूवी, एंड बिकॉज जिस जो रिस्पॉन्स अभी तक मिला है मूवी का यूएस के ऑडियंस की तरफ से, हम तो बहुत ही ईगर हैं, एंड वी आर ईगरली वेटिंग फॉर 11th March, and hopefully not hopefully, definitely this will be a great success. And thank you so much जितने भी आज हमारे साथ जुड़े young panelists. And I remember Pallavi ji, I guess 2 years back, जम्मू कश्मीर विचार मंच के एक शिवरात्रि प्रोग्राम में you and Vivek ji came there as guests. So I was the anchor that day, and I remember कि उस टाइम पे कश्मीर फाइल्स का, I guess you had just started thinking about that, and आपने वो चीज कही भी थी स्टेज पे, that we are thinking about making a movie on कश्मीरी पंडित्स, जो उनकी ट्रू स्टोरी है। और ये सोचते हुए आज जब मैं द कश्मीर फाइल्स के बारे में सुन रही हूँ कि व्हाट अ ग्रेट सक्सेस इट इज बिकमिंग, तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा फील हो रहा है दैट जो आपने कहा 2 साल पहले, वो आपने एक्चुअली करके दिखाया। आई मीन, thanks to you and sir, thank you so much. And हमारे साथ आई गेस JKVM के बहुत सीनियर हमारे जुड़े हुए हैं मेंबर, thanks to him also. और we all are thankful to you, ma'am and sir. Thank you so much for taking out time and joining us today in this wonderful webinar. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Wish you all the best, and thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye bye.
थैंक यू मारा, थैंक यू,
Thank
बहुत
you,
बहुत
Mara. Thank you.
धन्यवाद.
Thank
चलो
you.
असल
Thank you.
गाओ,
Thank
असल
you.
गाओ. रोहित
Thank
जी
you, sir, for
थैंक यू,
giving us this
पुलकित जी
chance.
थैंक
Thank
यू,
you so much.
Most welcome, Tulsi.
Thank you,
नतस्ता
everyone.
थैंक यू.
Thank you.
Hey, कटिए रोज़ पाथ.
बढ़िया बढ़िया.
आप मुझसे बात कर रहे हैं?
दीपिका
No,
पीछे क्यों रह गई
Deepika
भाई?
and even